Hello everyone, it's George and welcome back to Call of Dragons. As dedicated free-to-play player who played this game for more than 600 days, I'm excited to share some insider tips and tricks with you. Stick around and let's dive in. Today I want to answer a lot of questions which I have ever received in terms of Call of Dragons. Well, that's the topic of Warpeds. I know that I have made a lot of videos regarding Warped section, but well, since the game is getting newer and newer players, of course, questions will be more, right? Today I will speak about the warpeds for archer players in particular, because as an archer main, as a free-to-play player, I have a lot more expertise in archer warpeds than anything else, right? That's why first section of the warpeds will be about archers, and I will try to explain all the details which is important to know for the every single warped depending on the playstyle, right? First of all, I will speak about Snowpeak Roc, which is the hero pair is Nico and Kinara, or Kinara or Nico. And basically, Snowpeak Roc is the one of the basics warpeds, new like oldest warpeds which we have gotten. And in terms of attributes which we want to have, and everybody should understand that legendary warpeds is the must thing to have, right? Then you are starting the build the warped. So the main attributes for the Snowpeak Roc with the Kinara and Nico hero pair is the luck, strength, and agility, which means that you are going to try to have S tiers on luck, agility, and strength. And if only you have those, at least two of them, right, you are going to start to build your warped. Of course, like endurance, intelligence, and spirit might have some effect for your warped, but we are choosing these attributes because these attributes are connected to the skills of the warped, right? So in terms of skill slots, well, get at least 6 or 7 skill slots and then you should be good to go. The main skill of the Snowpeak Roc is concentration, and that's the main reason why this warped is great with Kinara and Nico, right? The physical attack bonus is generally great for every single hero pair in the game, and 30% chance to deal damage to the target legion when inflicting defense break, right? And basically everybody knows that Nico and Kinara will inflict defense break all the time during the fight, so you are always gonna have like more than 30% chance if you're gonna have more skills. And damage factor is 60, but you can see 130 plus is the damage factor, which means we are basically doing 200 plus damage with this one main skill, which is passive skill, also quite cool, right? And of course, we're gonna continue speaking about the skills in general for Snowpeak Roc. I truly believe you have to have all of the concentration skills, talent skills for the Snowpeak Roc, because even intense concentration is just giving us pure damage. And like sometimes pure damage is what you actually want, right? Because concentration and the first attack is only skills where you are getting damage from the Snowpeak Roc, besides the defense break strategy and the physical attack, of course, and that's why we should try our best to buff the concentration and first attack as much as possible. That's why I put intense concentration, and I even spent some emeralds to get the advanced concentration, because of course we want to proc this main skill as much times as possible to deal more damage. Other skills, well, first attack synergy. I like first attack synergy. I don't like crit rate on Snowpeak Roc. I don't like crit damage, because this hero pair is main idea to deal damage by the skill, and we are trying to increase the skill damage, right? Not normal attack damage, not like crit rate or crit damage. That's why Tooth of the Claw is perfect skill. Warped physical damage dealt increased. Strength, of course, I wish we had strength attribute to S tier. It would help a lot because of the first attack, it would deal a lot more damage, and the Tooth of the Claw would give us higher percentage. But yeah, that's the idea. You like generally as a free-to-play player, you can't have everything. You kind of have to calculate what's best and what's worst, right? This is my main Snowpeak Roc. Of course, I'm trying my best to get 3 stars. I'm trying, but that's not easy, right? This is how I build my warped. I'm sharing it because if you guys will like it, maybe you guys will try it like it also. The next warped which we are going to speak and the hero pair is Syndrion and Freygar, right? Syndrion and Freygar main idea is to deal normal attack damage and to crit as much as possible. That's why Nitroke is a perfect example for that, right? And of course, at first, we're gonna speak about the attributes. Of course, we need to have legendary Warped, and the main attributes here are luck, agility, and strength, right? Almost every archer Warped's main attribute is luck, agility, strength, and basically same idea here as in Snowpeak Roc. Try to get those attributes to S tier. It will help you a lot, right? At least two of them. Not like I know it's hard to have all the main attributes to be your priority and to have S tier, but at least have two of them on S tier. That should be fine, right? And yeah, basically why Nitroke is great for Cedar and Freygar because of the Ravage, the main skill. Legion normal attack crit rate is increased, and that's determined by the luck. And normal attacks have 30% chance to deal additional damage upon landing a critical hit. And basically, on the Syndron and Freygar hero pair, you are going to deal a lot of crit damage because both of the heroes has crit rate increase in the play kit, and that's won't gonna be a problem, right? The second skill is Intense Ravage. Additional damage is always great for the talent skill. If your talent skill has additional damage, please pick it. It will be great, right? Chain Strike Synergy is great for every single normal attack hero pair, such as Syndron and Freygar, such as Magrot and Zaida, not Nico and Genara, right? So we are using Chain Strike Synergy here and some advanced Chain Strike for some healing, and simply because we want to deal as much and we want to increase our crit rate, we are going for Blood Roar, crit rate increase, and Timely Strike, crit rate increased. Of course, it would be amazing if I had advanced ravage, like probability chance would increase. That's another skill which will be amazing for the Nitroke and Fatal Bite, right? If the hero pair will do and Nitroke will do a lot of crit rate and crit damage, if we're gonna increase some crit damage more because we're gonna have a higher chance dealing crit, that won't be a bad choice, right? That's why I think for Nitroke, Syndron and Freygar is the main hero pair. And also, Nitro can work with Magrot and Zaida, but you're gonna have way less healing, but more damage, right? So there is a couple of choices in terms of that. Next Warped we're gonna speak is of course Sand Lizard, and the perfect hero pair for Sand Lizard is of course Magrot and Zaida, right? Sand Lizard is really unique warped because you can use Sand Lizard with archers, with cavalry, with infantry, with mages, basically with every single troop type. Why we like Sand Lizard with Magrot and Zaida? Simply because we are getting heals, and that's all it matters for this hero pair. The main attributes for Magrot and Zaida style Sand Lizard for me is strength, agility, and well, intelligence, right? Intelligence, simple because intelligence is the main attribute from for the healing skills such as Stone Aura and Great Core. And basically, while Sand Lizard, if you're gonna have every single attribute to S tier, will be most perfect thing, right? Why we having Sand Lizard? Well, simply because Stone Aura is just too perfect of the skill in terms of heals. Your Legion heals up to 4 nearby legions every 3 seconds, determined by intelligence. We have Intense Stone Aura. Here we have a choice. If you have the only Sand Lizard for yourself, you can choose Intense Stone Aura and you're gonna heal your hero pair like much more. But if you have couple of Sand Lizards in your couple of marches, it's better to not use Intense Stone Aura because every single Sand Lizard will be healing each other, and that's how you're gonna make a good gameplay, right? Of course, Chain Strike is the must. Well, for every single normal attack uh, hero pair, especially for Archer, Chain Strike is the mandatory thing to have, right? Tranquility, right? The new skill, which I have not mentioned in other warpeds for archers. Warped skill healing granted, of course, determined by spirit. That's amazing if your spirit is high. My spirit is quite high, so getting more heals for Magrot and Zaida is never bad, right? Advanced Chain Strike for healing rate in percentages, which is great skill to get. Nowadays, you can get Advanced Chain Strike from the Emeralds at the season Warped Skills 3-star, but before it was available, and that's how I managed to get it, right? Great Care, 10% chance to heal every second, and healing factor is 42, but If you have high intelligence, you're gonna get extra 65 for example, for myself, and well, at least 100 extra heals is not bad, right? So basically, Sand Lizard is not about dealing damage. Sand Lizard is only about healing, and I think that's what Magrot and Zayda needs whenever you are fighting in open field PvP, right? But well, suddenly we got a new warped for Magrot and Zayda, the second choice, which is Shadow Manticore. Shadow Manticore is a different style for Magrot and Zayda. Because Shadow Manticore is dealing damage and healing, right? Sand Lizard is pure heals, just only heals, but Manticore, well, you're gonna deal some damage and you're gonna have some heals. Well, for the attributes for Shadow Manticore, I think that luck, agility, and strength should be the primary choice, especially the luck. And well, as of course, I will mention again, try to get Legendary Warped because it actually matters a lot, right? So for the skills of the Shadow Manticore, you might say Barbarism is really simple, right? Deals damage to target Legion and receives healing, but damage factor is quite good, right? 60, and if you have high luck, you can see how much it's gonna increase. I truly believe you have to have intense barbarism because it's yet again one direct damage increase again by luck, and that's really important, right? But I would not ever use Shadow Manticore without the third skill, which is Advanced Barbarism, which makes this Warped like build, right? Without Advanced Barbarism, I would never use Shadow Manticore for the Magrot and Zaida. That's how important this skill is. Warped has 80% chance to deal additional damage to target when healed by a hero skill, right? That's how important it is. It just basically builds the whole Warped and Magrot and Zaida together. That's why if you don't have third Barbarism skill, don't try it. It won't gonna be really effective. Of course, we're gonna continue with Chain Strike synergy, and Chain Strike synergy doesn't need a lot of explanation why. Because in every single normal attack damage dealer or hero pair, Chain Strike will be there, right? And yet again, I would go for the Chain Strike, Advanced Chain Strike for some healing rate because that's really important for Magrot and Zaida. And after that, well, Foot of the Claw, because our Barba is actually skill damage, and we're gonna increase our skill damage from the Tooth of the Claw. And well, if you want to have more crit rate, you're gonna go for Blood Roar. If you want to have more crit damage, you're gonna go for Fatal Bite. That's the basically the difference between you and me is how we are going to prioritize the Warped. So basically, main skills are Barbarism skills, every single one of them. Chain Strike, Advanced Chain Strike, that's for healing, and yeah, like these two synergies, like Chain Strike and Barbarism, is quite enough for you to just go hard and try the Shadow Manticore for the PvP open field, right? There is one more war pet which is really nice, and there is a Golden Roc, right? Golden Roc can be used with Craig and Thea hero pair because Craig and Thea can deal damage by the skill, and we want to use as much rage as possible with the Craig in order for us to deal damage, and that's the like only way why I'm choosing Golden Roc, right? The exuberance, and of course, let's speak about the attributes. Main attributes are agility, strength, and luck. Not a big surprise. Same again, but here we are prioritizing agility because agility is the main attribute for the main skill. And for the skill, exuberance grants your legion passion, which is rage accumulation speed, and well, we are dealing damaging with Craig by the skill, and as much skill as we are going to use, more damage we're gonna deal. Same for Thea, but in terms of defense, right? And basically that's the idea. Use exuberance, get more rage accumulation speed to deal more damage. Grants your legion rage and heals them when casting exuberance. Well, I'm not really sure. Well, maybe the intense exuberance is not that important, but this 7 rage is great, right? Like healing might not be the most important aspect for this intense exuberance, but simply because of the extra rage, that's too good to not miss, right? And yeah, damage dealt bonus, which is great, of course. More damage for the from the warped will be great, and of course, exuberance talent skills are quite good if you want to use more rage and you want to accumulate more rage. First attack, if you are rage user, first attack is always your choice, and Tooth of the Claw, right? You can see the pattern. Well, with the normal attackers, I'm going with chain strikes. With skill users, I'm going with the Tooth of the Claw and the first attack, right? I tried my best to explain how I think about Warpath, what I'm using. I hope I answered your questions, guys. And as always, if you like the video, press like, subscribe, share. It always gives me more and more motivation to make more content for this game. I wish everybody amazing morning, day, and night wherever you are. We are going to see each other really, really soon. Bye bye and good luck.